Rolling there.
Okay.
And we're rolling.
All right.
All right. It feels good to be back.
If you say so, yeah.
If I say so.
Yeah.
Do you not like being on camera?
I just don't have any plans. I've got nothing.
Well, it's okay because I have all the plans
Okay.
right here. Probably should have written stuff down, but you know how I am and writing stuff down. I don't.
It's okay. I don't either.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we've started to a little more. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Sorry for the delayed episode. Last week was a bit hectic. Have a few new little toys, and we will still be receiving some new equipment. So we'll do weekly episodes, but as we continue, there may be a little bit of hiccups, some change in timing. Weekly, though, on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, maybe both. You never know. But for the most part, we will be bringing you all sorts of news, all sorts of opinions, all sorts of shit. And we hope you're doing well. Still in quarantine. Well, I mean, some people, not everyone. So if you're out there shopping, please wear masks. If you're getting a haircut, don't. It's okay. Your hair looks great. You don't need it.
Okay.
Maybe you should, cut your own hair. How do you feel about that?
That's an amazing plan.
You think so?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I mean, I can give you a pair of scissors right now, and then we can see what you come up with. But
the problem is I don't want to cut my hair. I don't know, how that feels. I feel like I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna keep it going. Same with my beard. My beard, I think I might trim up, or I might shave. I may just keep shaving because I have these patches, and you guys can see it. It's just like there's empty spots. And then there's really long spots. Some of it's red. Some of it's brown. There's a little gray because I'm going crazy. But for the most part, I feel, I don't need a haircut. But my point being is that with this whole not quarantine thing, the big thing that people keep on memeing about is haircuts. Because Karen wants a haircut. People are going to get sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen I've seen it. What you're talking about.
Another funny one I just read is about baking bread. Have you read that article? It's I can't remember. It's somewhere. We don't have my laptop set up. Next week we will. But basically the article is by a woman named Karen, spelled with a C, not a K. And that one is basically about baking bread. How all these people, we're at home for the most part. And people are trying to develop new hobbies or cultivate the hobbies that they already have, right? We hope you guys are doing some fun stuff. I'm drawing a lot more. Katie is doing a lot of animation, which is really cool. Alita is in love with plastic. That's her new hobby. We are working on an Alita cam. We really are, but it's really difficult because she won't stay still. So the focus would suck. But Karen was talking about women baking bread.
No.
Yeah. She's like, stop baking bread. You have to stop baking bread. We know it's your new hobby, but you should stop. And basically the article was, I'm the type of woman who has, if you come to my house, you look at my fridge, you look through my drawers, you can see that I have a lot of food, but nothing edible. I have to make everything. I make everything from scratch. So you see a lot of ingredients, but nothing ready-made. So she makes everything ready-made. And her argument in her article was, stop buying all the yeast. You stop baking breads for your hobbies, trying to impress people because I need to feed my family. And I'm like, bitch. So you're saying that when you bake bread, it's a little more important than when others bake bread. The bread's going to get eaten. Maybe Karen needs to wake up a little earlier, put a damn mask on, and get the yeast before the other bitches do. I don't know. I just thought it was a ridiculous article. That's like me saying, you really need to stop buying video games because I can't find them. I stream my video game content. You don't. You're taking away my video games from my audience.
From my children.
From Alita.
So she can chew on them.
So she can chew on the... No, she watches them.
She chews on them.
She chews on everything. But she's watching a lot of TV with us, which is really fun. You know, I don't remember what we were watching. We watched too much. Binge it. I just watched Broadchurch. Those amazing British people know how to make a nice murder mystery. But there's still some very British editing going on. You know what I mean? Like the guy... Okay, I'm going to full spoilers on Broadchurch.
Okay.
It's like 8 years old. Let's calm it down, all right?
Okay. All right.
I won't. How about that? I won't spoil it. It's just very British. But good. I liked it. It was good. It was very good.
Well, is there an example of whatever the editing you were talking about? British editing? I've never heard of that one.
I coined the term.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like there's a couple of little tropes that I remember seeing from Doctor Who that when I was watching this, I was like, murder mystery, a whodunit. And then it was like, bam, British. And I was like, I didn't expect it. So that's all. Watch it. You'll understand if you watch it or if you've seen it. There you go. But we've done a lot of gaming as well. So there you go. There you go. Oh, I wanted to talk about, what's it called? Georgia opening up and how people feel about it.
That's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Georgia opening up.
Opening up.
Yeah.
Spiritually?
And I wish it was spiritually. That would be pretty funny if the governor was very, all of a sudden went very spiritual about everything. Made all the same decisions, but gave spiritual leanings toward them. We have to open up, not for the economy, but, for the betterment of our chakras. They're all tightened up. They're closed up, just like we're closed up. We got to open them up.
That would be interesting, yeah.
No, it wouldn't be. I can tell from your face.
I don't know anything about chakras.
We got to get baby back in here. She knows all about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan, though, of all these stores opening.
We know. Everyone knows.
We all know?
You know.
So I shouldn't even talk about it, is what you're saying. Stop boring the audience, Homer. Okay, you know what?
You
got
talk
it.
about
You
it.
lead it. You got it. Here you go. What do you want to talk about?
About the opening ups?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
No, I just meant with all your Facebooks and Twitters, and if the same people follow the podcast, they know how you feel. It is soon. It is soon.
It's soon.
But it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna. The government's gonna. I mean, things are gonna open up if you want them to or not. I mean, people are kind of just getting desperate.
But what I like about it is that some businesses are just staying closed.
Yeah, I mean,
like voluntarily. You know what? They're like,
they're
fuck
not
you.
gonna. We can't force them to open up.
That would be funny.
Okay.
I mean,
I guess you could say the meat packing plants are being forced.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
By Trump, the best guy, the good guy, the best good guy.
What's crazy is when I was trying to move down here, I tried applying to that Tyson place.
The chicken place?
Yeah, because I drove by it each time going in that direction.
Really?
Yeah, they have a meat plant. It's like back that, I think Gainesville or
it's
something.
Not far from here.
No, yeah.
But didn't a lot of people test positive?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, well, I guess I'm glad that I didn't get accepted there.
Yeah.
It would have been hard work.
Yeah. I imagine. You'd be essential, though.
Yeah.
Essential employee.
Essential.
Yeah. You wouldn't be making hazard pay, though.
No.
Which, isn't great. That's crazy. Do you think the foods will go away? Like, no, you fucking
the meat and stuff?
Yes.
I don't think it'll go away, no.
You don't think there'll be like a shortage enough for people to be like, fuck, where's the food?
Maybe there'll be another panic buying spree like in the toilet paper. But it's not going to go away, especially if the restaurants are opening up again. Is there something on the screen?
No, I just was trying to photobomb your camera.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I want the attention all on me.
I can just leave it right on you the entire time. I feel the most comfortable that way.
I'm just kidding.
I'll just be the voice with no face.
That would be interesting. Not the voice with no face, but I'm trying to think of now doing a podcast where we have cameras, but we don't film ourselves. How that would be. I'm just like, what would we film? Maybe just It's my hands.
Okay.
Our hands.
Can midnight gospel it, I guess.
That's a good show.
Mm.
I like that show. You didn't like it so much.
It wasn't what it wasn't what I was expecting. But also I didn't watch any trailers, so I didn't know what to expect. I just knew Adventure Time was drawing a bunch of it.
The guy, Pendleton, his name.
I just didn't know it was going to be like this other guy's podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah, with it drawn over top.
I thought it was interesting that they did that. I like it. So people that don't know, basically it's like Adventure Time or something like that, where it's an alternate world or, you know, different kind of dimension type of stuff. And this guy, kid, person, seems like he's in his 20s or 30s or whatever.
Yeah.
He's basically living on his own and doing a show called The Midnight Gospel. And it looks like it's like a virtual video game type of thing. But he goes in there, meets people that populate this virtual world, several of them, and he talks to them. And the way they do the production, it makes it seem like, all right, so there's like not really much dialogue until he gets to the virtual world. In the virtual world, the dialogue's basically just a podcast. Either ones he's previously recorded or ones that they record for the show. It's hard to determine. But every time, what I liked about it was every episode, it gets a little less about the podcast and a little more about the world, the actual world that they're living in, which I think is interesting. Hopefully the second season, maybe it's a little about the podcast, but I think way more about the actual world. I think the world is pretty interesting. And if you like Adventure Time, you'll love it. It's really good. Really binged it in a day.
Yeah, but definitely not kid friendly like Adventure Time. Just pre-warning.
A lot of weird sexual innuendos. Not even innuendo. I mean, it's pretty in your face. There's literally balls and penetration on the camera. They're getting it. They're drawing it.
It's okay. It's virtual.
It's virtual. Oh, it's not real. So, okay. So it's okay. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Lord, today. Well, we hope you guys are staying safe. Listening to us talk about bullshit. That's weird, man. It's hard to be disciplined. Can you guys be disciplined? I find it very difficult.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to focus. But what's weird is Mr. Kitty, you fuck.
The cat on the table.
Jesus. He's like, oh, look. A table. They're doing something. It doesn't matter. I kind of would prefer if it was Alita, because at least, you know.
Everything would be destroyed.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Discipline. Maybe focus would be one that I would talk about too. That's one thing I wanted to talk about was discipline. It's hard to. And I'm trying to figure out why, because when I was in college, it was easy. When I was in high school, it was easy. But now it feels like it's difficult. And I'm trying to determine why that is. It life? Is it Alita? Because that makes it very hard. Like I was thinking when I first got her, I'm going to train the fuck out of this dog. And now I'm like, shut up, Alita. Shut up.
I think it's a lot with me because I've noticed that your personality kind of molds with whoever you spend the most time with.
It's weird.
Since you're spending the most time with me because of quarantine, and I'm not a very self-motivated person.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're different people. But I don't know. I feel like there's some truth to that, and there's not. Because at the same time, is discipline with a lack of ambition, or maybe not a lack because the ambition is there, but it's like a fog, and you see your goal way in the distance if you can think about it, right? Your goal is on a mountain, and the mountain's up there. I've been playing a lot of God of War, and there's a mountain, so shut the fuck up. So there's a mountain, right? And you can see it really clear because it's above the fog. And there's your goal. Fuck, there's the goal. But you just have to walk there. But it's like the Hobbit, right? Or the second Hobbit where they're in the woods. And you walk through the fog, but the fog makes you crazy. And then you get lost and you're like, I don't know where I'm going. And you can't even see the mountain anymore. That's kind of how it feels. Because you get in the weeds. And then all of a sudden the goal it's not really not attainable, but you just can't even see it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I'm just going to smoke in this fog. It's already smoky in here. I've stopped smoking for a little while, by the way. I feel like that helps. That helps. People say that weed...
What is her problem?
Her problem is that she doesn't have any whipped cream.
I apologize.
Why is it your fault?
I don't know.
Are you the bringer of the cream?
I'm responsible for the whipped cream, and I've been slacking.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I think it was probably easier in college and in high school because you had accountability, I would say. Because you've got, like, you know, grades,
Classes.
friends, expectations from your parents. Then you're out in the real world. It's all on you kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know I do not do well with it.
You know what? I'm going to grab her.
Okay.
Keep being philosophical. Keep going.
Oh, crap.
It's okay. You got it.
Okay. What are the differences between a cat and a dog, and why they shouldn't live together? This is one of them. And yes, we did have this discussion before getting her. We were like, what the hell? Why not?
Her heart is racing.
She was having fun. She wanted to play.
Okay. Oh, Lord, here we go. All right, Alita, you're here with me. So, discipline. Okay.
She's also an example of our discipline.
Or lack
To
thereof.
train a dog is discipline, and we just kind of, we gave up on that.
No, I mean, I still do it. She just wants... Okay, so her favorite food is fries. She loves carbs. She's a carby baby. So she barks when she wants a fry, whenever we do get one or have some. And, you know, I'm trying to make it so she whisper barks, you know. Because she's like, bark, bark. And I'm like, shush, quiet, maybe whisper. And she'll like, meow. And I'll give her one. That's enough, Alita. Okay. I think it may be a thing of time, too.
Mm-hmm.
But now with this quarantine, there's definitely not a lack of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, again, that focus, that discipline, that focus. And I'm like, just get fucking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Taking baby steps. I think going slow at it works. So if you guys are trying to accomplish a goal, taking the smallest baby steps and being okay with those steps is a big, it's a big help.
It's a big thing, yeah, to be okay with it.
I think so. Because last week I was like, I think I gained 15 pounds. I let myself go. All right, let's get back into it. So last week I was like, I'm just going to try to run, right? I'm going to run every day. Ran 4 days out of the week. That's great. This week it was like, well, now let's run every day and let's intermittent fast, because that's one thing that I really was into. And I've been able to fast every day. I think yesterday was almost 24 hours. Wasn't that bad. It was pretty easy. And running. So I think being okay with baby steps is completely great. Same with drawing. I was like, yeah, I want to, and I have a lot of ambition for it, but it's just like, there's something weird about it. I don't know. It's not depression. You know, I'm not depressed, but it's strange. Alita, you fuck.
You gotta be careful.
I know. She's already
She'll eat
chewed
it.
up one of these
She'll eat
fucking
it.
headphones. This one's the PewDiePie headphones.
Yeah.
Don't chew up my PewDiePie headphones.
She's just looking at you, man. She almost did it.
She almost did it. So whenever I go and to go at kiss, she does that. She gets really angry. But whenever Katie does it, she's like, "Oh, love, 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 love." But when I do it, she's like, "No, no,
She
consent."
just associates you with rough play.
You think so?
Yeah, because she just knows Dad's fun. Dad is fun, and fun is play.
But Daddy needs to put his headphones on.
You could put her down, you know.
No, I can't, because then she's gonna bark at Mister.
Where even is Mister?
And I kind of like having her on the show. See?
Okay.
All right, Lita. Tell us your insight on discipline, okay?
Those do not stay on when you get startled.
No, they don't.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't be so startled. I gotta stop being such a little bitch. There we go. Unfortunately, I can't hear anything anymore.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
You've turned up
Are
the
we
volume.
on?
You're
Oh, thank
you're
God
louder
we're still
now.
recording.
Yeah.
Here, I'll turn you around so you don't look at me. You look at the mic. How about that? All right. Alida, what is your ideal way of dealing with discipline? Yes, okay. Okay, that's very nice. Very nice. Insightful.
Food.
I don't know. I don't mean to rant or to go off on a tangent, but that's one thing I was thinking about this week was I got to get more on it. I got to be more involved with my own goals and just try to keep it going. Because I want to get into acting too, and then writing. And again, there's not a lack of time, but I got to get out of that fog.
Well, do you think you have too many goals? Because I know you have a lot of goals.
Well, I think you would be right if I was trying to do them all right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the biggest thing I want to focus on is just two things. It's just drawing and getting healthy.
Okay.
Getting nice and fit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, sounds like you're on your way because you ran.
Well, what about you? You've been doing a lot of stuff. You've been doing like animation. Like you just downloaded Blender and you've been doing After Effects and Illustrator for a while.
Yeah, just to learn it. I don't think I'm very disciplined at all because I'm just following steps out of videos, and it seems like people who are passionate about this just kind of somehow jump right in and press buttons. And it seems like whenever I press a button, when I'm just like, what does this do? It permanently changes something, and I can't figure out how to unscrew that kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm trying to find a new means of just figuring out what I want to do, because I don't want to be a receptionist for the rest of my life, kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't want to be Pam.
No, I don't want to be Pam from that. It's like you want to be. I used to think, oh, if I could only have that job, and then you get a job like that and you realize, oh, the show is about the people, not the job. And then you're just like, I hate this job.
Yeah. No, I understand. I feel like I'm Jim sometimes where I'm like, maybe I am the new Jim. Oh, Lord. We were talking about that too, how some people, to your point, are looking for a job like that where they can just stay 30 years and that's it.
I don't know.
And I can't do that. I'm a creative man. I need to be able to do my own thing. I remember, what was I watching? We were watching Better Call Saul. And hopefully I don't think it's any spoilers, but like Nacho, is that his name? Not Nacho Varga. Lalo.
You got me, because all I know is Saul's name. Literally. But what is it? You hear something?
Yes.
What are you hearing?
Anyway, this guy was basically...
She does not want to be in your lap anymore.
She can deal with it. So, I thought I heard something.
Is it a ghost? Do we finally have a ghost?
If we can bring ghosts on the podcast, that'd be dope. I get lost so much. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I just thought I heard some interference with our interface, and I was like, God damn it. I just fixed that. But I don't think it is. I think it's something. Anyway, the guy is basically getting interviewed by a drug lord to get a promotion for him to be able to, regionally sell drugs and not worry about shit. So he's getting interviewed, right? And he's like, what do you want? To the guy, to Lalo, I think. No, Nacho. God damn it. I just watched the show. Anyway, he gets interviewed and he's like, I don't want anyone on my back. I want to do things the way I want to do them. And I want trust and respect. No micromanaging. And I'm like, you know what? That's all I want. I just want to do my own thing. I want to be able to kiss this leader without getting the bite. Okay. Maybe it's not just like not or just doing the face, I think. Don't do it, girl, please.
She licked you right there. That was a little bit of a kiss.
There's a little kiss.
A little bit one.
So I mean that's one thing I've been thinking about this week was discipline, and I wanted to bring it up on the show because I wanted people to comment on it to see if it's a common. I'm sure it's a common thing, and people have, their own issues with it, and I have other issues with it too. Like sometimes you'll wake up and just have a bad day, or like find things annoying, and you don't mean to. I don't mean to. At all. And I'm short with myself. Like some people are short with other people, but I feel like I'm more short with myself. And in being short with myself, I don't want to do anything, And I'm like, God, shit, fuck,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Are you talking about like exercise and everyday discipline or job discipline?
Anything. To me, it's all the same.
Okay.
To me, it's all the same. Like being disciplined at my job, it's the same. That may be just the type of person I am. Mm-hmm. Like one thing can set me off. I'm very emotional that way, I suppose. Mm-hmm. I'm an emotional little bitch. I just learned that on the podcast. Look at that. I'm sorry. Okay. No.
I know I don't handle stress very well. So
I'm the opposite. I feel like I do.
You can handle stress, but I just can't. That's why, like, with all this stuff happening with coronavirus and stuff like that, and getting messages from my boss, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna reopen. Oh, we're not gonna reopen," and then I'll get all tensed up, and then I'll tell myself, "Well, just relax. You don't need to do a run today. You've been stressed out enough. Relax. You don't need to do your lessons today. You've been stressed out enough.
Have another Pepsi."
Yeah. Have another Pepsi.
I understand.
When it comes to job and discipline isn't, I guess, not really an issue. Like if I got hired for a job, I could be disciplined to do the job each and every day. It's to do the dream job. It's the fear of, oh crap, that's real responsibility, and I have to come up with this stuff off the top of my mind and beat out all these other creative people for that job. And that fear is like, well, you can try to do that and get told no and then die of starvation from no paycheck, or you can just keep the receptionist job, get really low minimum, and what, as long as you answer phone calls. And
well, you make more than minimum wage, but to your point, it's very passive. You're there. You're told what to do, and then for the most part, you're like, oh, okay. Unfortunately, that's where I am in my job, where it's very passive and not really active. And honestly, I just don't like. I'm not really too into the content. Not saying that it's not good. And honestly, it's not even the job. I think it's just complacency and nitpicking. One thing that I've learned that bothers me is that people say they want to make decisions, but people don't stick with them. For me, I'm like, you make a decision and that's it. An example, right? And I'm sorry for those listening that get offended, but it's just the way it is, bro. This is my show. I vent.
Okay.
Oh, so let's say we're doing a video. Okay. Like this video, and there's a logo. Imagine if you were the person doing the logo and me being the client, or us being just us. I'm like, try it this way. Try it this way. Then 2 weeks later, I'm like, still that way. I hate that. For me, it's like, get someone with a real balls to have a vision, and then just execute it. I can't stand being the person, the editor or the audio person or whatever, and I have to do all this maneuvering just to please someone that doesn't even know how to please themselves. They don't even know what they want. To me, it's a huge waste of time. I don't care if I'm getting paid for it. It's a waste of time. We're wasting time. It's arbitrary. Make a decision. Go for it. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. That's one thing I learned this week too. It's just like, I am tired of that shit, man. I'd rather, if I have to play the follower, or if I have to be an editor or a cinematographer or anything like that, or work with people, not even on a paid gig, if it's a personal project and I'm helping a friend out, I way more admire the friends that just, even if I disagree, they're like, this is the way I want it. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Instead of, maybe this, this. And then they ask, what do you think? And I suggest. And they're like, nah, we'll do it this way. I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Well, maybe you have to take a page from Saul, or the guy that you live your life by, because apparently he's your disciple. That
you mean I'm his disciple?
Whatever. That you have to not talk them into, but kind of just steer them into the direction.
Sell.
You got these things. This is the best one, and somehow you just that with all the trust that they have in you, it makes you just make the decision.
I would say you're right, but I don't think the trust is there.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And I feel like a lot of people are in that kind of way where, they don't get, they can do the job or they can do whatever it is and worked all this time and effort to get to where they are, and they still just have to play to other people's rules, Ugh. I think I'm going to throw up.
It's just sometimes the way the world is a little bit.
Not my world.
Okay.
Damn it. I think I peaked. I'm so sorry. We're going to get another interface, and it's going to minimize the fucking interference. And I'm going to have a limiter on it so it doesn't peak, because I don't want to ruin your ears. And it makes me look bad. I have an audio degree, and this shit's peaking. Embarrassing.
Sorry.
I'm just hard on myself. All right, I'm going to let Lita go. There you go. Wait, hold on. She's got to say goodbye to the camera. She's got to say goodbye to the... You got to say... Listen to me. Focus. Yeah. This is the thumbnail. Is it a good thumbnail? Damn it, Alita. It's my fault, but I'm blaming you. There you go. Oh, shit. I just dropped her on Mr. Kitty. I'm sure we'll hear some shit here shortly. Shit here shortly. Trying to say. If it wasn't another S in there, it would have worked a little better. I want to mess with the audio because I'm upset with it, but it's okay.
Okay.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. I can't. Other words and stuff. Disney. Yeah. Oy. Oh, that's another thing.
Oh.
The death of the movie theaters. I thought that was really interesting too. Trolls 2 made like $100 million without having to be in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
I didn't know, but apparently whenever a company like Universal or Disney sends up a movie to be released in theaters, the theaters take like a fucking 40% cut or 50% cut of the revenue, along with making money from the concessions. But if they go straight to video on demand, VOD, the platform determines what that percentage is, and it's significantly less. I think I was reading it's like 15 to 20%. That's nuts. So instead of 40 to 60, it's 15 to 20. It's just unreal. And Adele was talking about this to all you long-term listeners of the show. Adele was our second guest.
She's been on? Okay.
Yeah. She is not really a fan, but...
Of theaters?
She's not a fan of everything coming on demand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Neither is Alita or Mr. Kitty. That's why they're doing that. But, okay. That's enough. Get out of here. But Adele wants everything to stay in the theaters because she likes the experience. And I like the experience too. And I'm not saying theaters are going to go away, but I am okay. And I'm more than happy if things go on video on demand and only big, beautiful, huge blockbusters go on theater, and the consumer has the option to do both. I'm always a big fan of giving the consumers as many options to do whatever they want to do. Consumer-friendly practices are always going to win out. Like in gaming, Nintendo is my favorite console ever, the Switch, because it's pretty prosumer.
They're right behind you again.
It's pretty prosumer. You get to take it with you, or you get to dock it. Beautiful.
Theaters, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
Mm.
Again, have discipline problems and social anxiety. So if I can watch it at home, that's cool with me. I Can you shoo them away?
I'll try.
For some reason, they just want to do it under the table.
It's
You have 1,000 other places.
It's not just that, but it's also like whenever we start to do anything, they're like, you know what? They're busy. Fuck you. Hey, get over here, you little bitch. No, I understand what you're saying. What's interesting about that, though, is with this whole quarantine thing, I kind of want to be out more.
Just because someone told you can't.
Well, we were watching all gas and no brakes, right? And I was really interested in seeing all these crazy, insane people saying and doing crazy, insane things. And I'm like, I want to meet those guys.
Yeah, well, that's why part of me kind of wants to keep like the job that I have with a consistent income and go, because I keep saying, let's go to like MomoCons and Dragon Cons, and because it'll be cool because we've never done those. And you need money to do those.
You do need money to do those. Not much, though. It's not like it's crazy expensive. Same with traveling. It's honestly not that crazy if you're smart about it. But I think it's, complacency.
Also, you have to not buy. You have to put your money towards it and not buy like two more cameras and a treadmill and that kind of thing.
Dog.
Yeah.
Who tuckered herself out. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Well, at least she's sleeping now. But when it comes to like theaters and video games and that kind of stuff, I'm kind of getting tired of the experience anyway. Like, I'm ready for the next step of whatever the next step of entertainment will be. Like the full immersion kind of entertainment kind of thing. I'm ready for that kind of step. Kind of thing. That's why, like, when I saw the trailer you showed me of what's it called, Cyberpunk 27 what, but that one after they
comes out in September,
after I saw the demo and stuff, it looks beautiful kind of thing, but I was also kind of disappointed because I was a little bit like, well, this is exactly like every other video game.
Well,
I know you're gonna argue it because you got different things, but I'm looking for the next, like, that was awesome. Let's give that a try. I've never experienced anything like that.
I understand what you're saying. I think that's why, like, I think this guy, Nakey Jakey, right? I love that guy. He makes these videos on YouTube. And
which one?
He's the guy that did like the dating, the reality show video.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. With the bouncy ball. Yeah. Sorry, I cut to black. I press a button.
Oh no, it's cool. I thought the cameras went away, and I was like, "How? I just replaced the battery."
I pressed 3. I'm sorry.
You're good. But anyway, he did a video about Red Dead Redemption 2 and how he was super excited for it, but he thought the gameplay was just not bad, but just the same. There was nothing new about it, and I'm like, I like the game, but I agree with him. It's a third person or first person open world game. Story's great. Side quests are good, but it's the same kind of game. And to your point, Cyberpunk will be a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful.
It'll look great. It'll play great. It'll be
win
entertaining.
a lot of awards.
It'll just, go crazy. But to your point, we've seen it. That's why I think right now I'm kind of at a loss when it comes to leaning towards playing a game, because I loved Final Fantasy VII, and that's a good step in a decent direction, but it's still a third-person game. It's still, the conventions are the same. There's nothing, you could basically put that game on a PS2 mechanically, and it would work. Not the visuals, not all that, but when it comes to a third-person game, linear, open sections, it's no different than 20 years ago. It's no different. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should play the Quest if you're into that kind of stuff, because the Quest has really cool experiences that aren't like that.
Yeah, it's just the VR thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like you had me play the Quest, like several. You played me. I had to play the whole
Star Wars.
Yeah, that thing, all the way through. I'm guessing it's like The best way to explain it is like when you're reading a book or having a book read to you. I mean, audiobook's amazing. And you experience it in your own head with the almost submersive imagination of, I wish there was a way to plug that in, kind of thing, where maybe the game is playing, but I get to experience it in my own imagination.
Sure.
Or I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I understand. Just something where it elevates it.
Just looking for the next step. But that's probably me being young and red and wanting to go too fast for science.
No, I agree. I think that's why I'm kind of getting into like the Messenger and these older kind of games. Because if I'm going to have an experience that I'm used to, I'd rather it be like super clean, tight, nothing overbearing. Like, I don't mind open worlds, but I'm kind of tired of them. I like God of War. I love God of War because it's not really an open world. It's like open areas, and the areas are superbly designed. Like, I love the puzzles. It's not super complex. It's like Uncharted, where the puzzles are kind of for 4-year-olds, but that's the point. Like, they have to make them accessible. It's got to be something that everyone can figure out. But to your point, it would be kind of good if you kind of have to be a college. You have to have a college reading level in order to get through it. You have to decipher things, or you have to look for clues and be a little bit more investigative. I think that would be interesting in VR, especially. I'm surprised like detective games haven't had a VR type of thing, where like
I thought they had like the LA No.
That's a VR experience, but it's more about like talking to the people, from what I understand. But like, I remember like The Walking Dead, or like a point and click game. One of the things I like about that design is that, yeah, it's rudimentary and it's simple, but in VR, that'd be pretty cool to be like, what is this? And then you internally or through menus, you start to take notes, and you have to yourself as the player guess what you need to do next, instead of having something point to where you need to do next.
I think it'd be cooler if you bought like a package online to be in a detective mystery. Like, you buy this package online, and in the stipulation of the package you write like, I agree this can ruin my life, kind of thing. And they like develop a story and bring it into your actual life.
I think that was like a screenplay idea I was messing with or something. Not that exactly, but something like that, where
I mean, no one actually gets murdered, but
No, but it was like, no, I understand what you're saying. I've already talked about it before, like forever ago, with Riley, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say it was like, that would be interesting if, you were plugged into a game, and to your point, the game is not made, it's made for you. And let's say maybe you don't even have to input anything, it just reads what you're going through, like in life. So let's say I was talking about discipline, right? The game is tailored towards me learning how to become disciplined, and that's how I beat the game.
I understand.
And the story I was putting together was basically people watching that, and having not to be involved or whatever, but I digress.
Wouldn't it be a cooler state where it's kind of like the purge in a way, where the government legalizes, where like you could go online, buy a package to experience like speed, like a bomb is put on your bus, but all the people agreed.
I would have loved that.
Have to sign a signature. I agree to risk my life.
Oh,
to
shit.
be on.
That'd be dope.
I mean, the bomb would never really.
But everyone want to be Keanu Reeves.
I know, but one of them would have to actually be Keanu Reeves.
I would
Not
be Sandra
everyone
Bullock.
can be
Just for the fun of it.
I guess I'm like True Lies almost kind of thing.
Oh, sure. Where it's real, but it's kind of controlled. Yeah. I like it. I like it.
It's just kind of sad that right now it's all of the horror houses that really
escape
do it.
rooms and shit.
Well, that thing in Tennessee where you have to sign a waiver and they like torture you for like a week.
Yeah, it's like you have to survive like 24 hours.
I'm like, I don't want to be tortured. Can I experience this in a different way?
Yeah, they go to the extremes. Why isn't there a house where you go and get an orgy or be a part of?
Pretty
an orgy?
sure that's everywhere. You just have to Google for it.
Oh, right. It's called an orgy. Jesus. Yeah.
I just don't know if you'll like. I don't know. There might be ones for only hot people, but I mean, when you sign up for that, you sign up for it.
Then it's gonna be like
you have to pay an extra 1,000 and something. I don't know.
I don't want to have to pay. That cheapens it.
The world runs on
Isn't
money.
that odd? How like. Never mind. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there. That's for the next show.
Okay.
Lord today. All right. Well, I think we'll cut it there. I think that was fun.
No movies or any TV shows.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We watched a few things. Nothing crazy. I don't know. I kind of like talking about like the discipline thing. I think that was fun. Or Georgia or haircuts. That's fun. We
should just have them start the show with take a shot or something every time you say the word discipline. Discipline. All right. So in the beginning of the show, I'm like, this is the word I'm going to use the most. And by the end of it, you're going to be smashed. Discipline. That's right. Oof. Lord, today. I got to read more. I need to broaden my vocabulary. I have a whole library. But there's not mostly enough. Stephen King. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm a white girl. Is that like a thing? I don't know. White girls like Stephen King. Is that like a stereotype? I don't know. I'm just stereotyping myself. Oh. That's interesting. But they have like, if you want to go to strange conventions, we can, because they have them everywhere. Wait, what kind of conventions? You were talking about the all gas, no brakes show and how he just goes to really weird get-togethers. Well, I think it's the people. The people are I want to meet these people. They seem so bizarre. Not that's bad. I want to meet them. I think it'd be interesting to have cool conversations. Well, I think that's probably the safest way to meet them is at some kind of flat Earth convention or some kind of convention. A furry convention. I'm not a furry. I promise I'm not. But it would be fun to go to the convention. You could understand them more. You don't have I'm to open. Participate in everything. But I think that's a part of the fun. Okay. Yeah, to have ears or something. Or maybe just go in full-on suit. But that kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so if people that are furries, do you think they're attracted to the costume? So we're just talking about furries now. Okay. Or do you think they're attracted to the people inside the costume? I don't know. And then do you think the situation arises where they talk to people, they get interested, and then they take off the costume and they're not really that interested into them? Like they're not into them physically, or how they look? I don't know. I just know don't do cats. As long as you're nothing like cats. The movie? Yeah, the movie, you'll be probably fine. But you would think the furry community would like cats. Well, they didn't, so. No one liked cats. Okay. Well, we'll end it on no one liked cats. I think that's a pretty safe place. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll have another show for you tomorrow. Why not? We have everything set up. We'll record another one. You said it, not me. I said it. I'm looking over here like the camera's over here. I said it. Yeah, that's the recorder. Yeah, we have it right there. There it is. They can't see that. They could dream it. No, don't do it. It's too far. It won't lean far enough. That's what she said. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Okay. We have to figure out the right name for the show. So it's the Saturday Santos show. We recorded it on Saturday. Cool. But then what happens on Sunday? Should we just call it just the Santos show? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. We will see you soon. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Bye. You have to cut to yourself saying bye. Bye. You have to look over there. That's the recorder. Bye.